Happening today, the Florida legislature reconvenes for a new term, and the Republican majority will get to work here pushing through bills that are top of their list of priorities.
CBS4's Jim DeFede, host of Facing South Florida, joins us to discuss more. And Jim, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you.
Always a pleasure, Maribel.
So, Jim, walk us through what Floridians can expect this session.
So, Keith just said that Republicans have majorities in both the House and the Senate. Let me just add one caveat. They have super majorities in both the House and the Senate, which means, in effect, that they can do pretty much anything they want, and Democrats have very, very little chance to push back on anything. That pretty much whatever the priorities of the governor and the Republican legislature is, that's what's going to get passed. Now, what are those priorities? Well, there's a number of really big bills that are going to be heard over the next 60 days and are likely to pass, including probably one of the most important bills is going to be completely restructuring education to expand a voucher system to allow parents to take their dollars that they get essentially from the state that normally would go to the local public school. They can take those dollars, roughly $8,000 per kid, and go anywhere they want, including homeschooling children under the current proposal. So that is, critics argue that that is going to essentially defund schools, that public schools will be hurt because of this. Some parents like it because it gives them greater authority. So public education is going to be one of those issues that are going to come up, but there are going to be a lot of social issues that you're going to see as well. You're going to see a permitless gun bill, permitless carry, that will allow anyone in the state of Florida to carry a gun without a concealed weapons permit. That also means that you don't need to take any sort of classes or training, which is currently required to have a concealed weapons permit. So that will be likely done away with. You're also going to see bills on a number of things, weakening unions across the state. You're also going to more than likely see an abortion bill. Currently, if you remember, the state used to have allow abortions up until week 24. Last year, they lowered it to week 15. This year, they're expected to go down to 6 weeks. So there's a lot on the legislature's plate, a lot of red meat that they're going to be turning over to their Republican base.
Yeah, a lot of controversial stuff there, but you mentioned there's a super majority. There's not much Democrats can do about this. Quick question here. How much of this agenda is going to be defined by Governor DeSantis and that expected presidential run?
Oh, this is all about Governor DeSantis and his 2024 yet announced run for president. This is going to be basically his recipe for the country, what he's going to be suggesting here. Now, we're all going to be watching with great anticipation, I'm sure, when he delivers the State of the State address this morning at 11 a.m. I know I'll be tuned in and watching because you're going to see him and hear him, as he has been in recent weeks, talk about how what he's done in Florida is the blueprint, that's the phrase he likes to use, for the rest of the country. So he's going to be making that argument for sure, talking about a lot of these issues. One other issue that I will tell you that I'll give the legislature some credit for, they are trying to deal with affordable housing this year. The Senate President Kathleen Passidomo has a 109-page bill designed to try to create more affordable housing. It's going to be interesting. There's some good ideas in there, some not so good ideas in there, and we'll see how the legislature moves forward with it.
Yeah, the housing is a serious issue, and they got to tackle insurance as well, home insurance. All right, Jim.
So many issues, yeah.
Great stuff there, sir. We have a lot more to talk to you. We'll get back to you here in the next hour.